Hello, I'm Andrew Pritchard. Thank you for watching today's Canada Regional Forecast, brought to you by Nutrien Ag Solutions. So we take a look at a snapshot view here. The next week of precipitation, in terms of an anomaly here, taking us through May 30th, shows a dry pattern overall across much of Alberta into Saskatchewan, with near to average precipitation over much of Manitoba. So we take this out the next week, so the week 2 precipitation anomalies, we're talking about May 31st through June 6th now. We continue to see higher than normal precipitation possible off to the southwest on the Front Range here, across southwestern Alberta, with near to slightly below average precipitation expected elsewhere across much of Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba. Temperature anomalies for the next 5 days. This takes us through May 29th. We see cooler temperatures off to the east with warmer off to the west. And this is going to continue as we talk about days 6 through 10. That would be May 30th through June 4th. And the reason for that, well, we'll take a look at the jet stream here, 500 millibar height anomalies, and we continue to see a ridge of high pressure off to the west. It's kind of gets suppressed a little bit as we head into the middle part of next week with this trough off to the east. That's what keeps us kind of cooler off to the east, with warmer air building in from the south as you head off to the west. So that's the reason for the disparity here with the precipitation. We've just got this ridge west, trough east pattern here. And again, that's a warm pattern to the west with a cooler pattern off to the east. It's also a mostly dry pattern. As we look at the European model, I'm going to loop out the next 10 days of precipitation for you. We're going to go ahead and step through time, and that's going to show you here. I'll go ahead and jump back to Friday. As we head through the early part of the weekend, seeing a storm system track off to the southeast, that could bring some precipitation to parts of Saskatchewan and Manitoba to start off the weekend. But as we head into the back half of the weekend into early next week, really seeing a dry pattern here as stormy weather continues off to the south across the central United States. But again, I'll go ahead and kind of loop back and forth as we look at Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, really seeing a quite dry pattern with perhaps little ribbons of precipitation sneaking through with that flow around the trough off to the northeast. But overall, a drier pattern as we head into the early to middle part of next week. Total precipitation as we zoom in here on the province of Alberta, and that shows that southwestern precipitation area here along the Front Range, where perhaps picking up 10 to 12 millimeters of precipitation here, with only scattered amounts as you look elsewhere across the region where perhaps hit or miss showers passing through. Your high temperature forecasts over the next 5 days, very warm here as we look at your Friday high temperatures. As we move into the day on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then Tuesday, getting very warm again as it just continues to build as we head into the early to middle part of next week, where by the time again here we get to your Tuesday and Wednesday high temperatures, looking like we'll get into the lower 30s, but certainly the upper 20s across much of the region, even in the middle to lower 20s off to the south, where we've been a little bit cooler over the last few days. Shifting off to the east as we look at high temperature forecast here or a precipitation total forecast. I need another cup of coffee this morning, apparently. As we look across off to the south, this is where we kind of get some of that precipitation from the storm systems tracking off to the south across the central U.S. here, picking up perhaps upwards of 20 millimeters of precipitation through the next week across southern Manitoba. But then elsewhere again across the northern portions of Manitoba and then much of Saskatchewan is going to be hit or miss showers as we head through the next week, with no real soakers as we look out through the next 7 days. Your high temperature forecast as we look at Friday, warmest in a stretch across the middle here, across parts of southern Saskatchewan into central Manitoba, where high temperatures top the upper teens into the lower 20s. Your high temperature forecast for Saturday then, Sunday, and Monday, and then Tuesday, again, just as it was over in Alberta, that warmth really begins to build as the ridge builds as we head into the middle part of next week, with mid-20s expected to be widespread across Saskatchewan, with those 20s building into the southern regions, with teens into the central parts of Manitoba. As always, Eric Snodgrass will have an in-depth look at the next 1 to 2 weeks in our Monday morning ag forecast video, and I'll have your next Canada regional update for you here midday on Tuesday. Thank you and have a great day.